Before leaving for the August recess, members of both the House and Senate Energy Committees heard from Energy Secretary Ernest Moniz about how to finally deal with America's nuclear waste. But a three-judge panel in the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals building behind me may hold the ultimate decision about whether or not Moniz's plan can move forward.
These are tortuous paths.
Energy Secretary Ernest Moniz aptly describing the history of America's attempt to dispose of the country's high-level nuclear waste.
We don't have states that have shown interest right now, nor do we have governors or U.S. senators who are making a pitch for their state to be considered.
In a sometimes heated exchange with Subcommittee Chairman John Shimkus, Moniz emphasized that along with science, consent from all parties is necessary in licensing any new nuclear storage facility. But many Republicans were skeptical that such consent would ever come. But that proved not to be entirely true.
That my state of Texas might actually offer to compete. The county in West Texas, Loving County, has already passed a resolution at the county level and have been engaged in Austin with the governor and the Texas legislature.
Even as Barton tried to nudge Shimkus toward looking at storage facilities, the greatest obstacle to progress reared its head.
If we can pass a high-level waste bill out of this committee, that would be a tremendous accomplishment.
I can assure my colleague that as long as Yucca Mountain is still in the mix, we can move forward. But I have no indication that the administration wants to move forward on Yucca Mountain.
Yucca Mountain. Most estimates put the federal government at having spent $15 billion on the project, only to abandon it 3 years ago.
So in my view, Harry Reid, President Barack Obama, and the chairman of the Nuclear Regulatory Commission basically made the decision. They don't care what the Congress thinks. They don't think what the American people thinks. They're not going to abide by the Nuclear Policy Act, Waste Policy Act.
Even if a consent-based site is chosen, many lawmakers worried that such consent could change.
How can we keep from having something, because these things take so long, getting permission and there may be consent, but a decade later, all of a sudden, the political will is not there.
You might have a local government, a local community just dying to get the jobs and the infrastructure and the opportunities. You got a state government don't want it in their backyard. Or you might have a state government that wants it, but a local government don't want it in their backyard. Or you might have the state and the local government on the same page. You got some interest group somewhere that says regards the whole country as their backyard or the planet as their backyard.
But Moniz may have slightly cracked the Yucca Mountain door back open.
If we were to adopt through legislation, as you have at least suggested we might, a dual-track approach of an interim storage facility while we're waiting to license a permanent repository, that would not preclude Yucca Mountain being chosen as either the interim facility and or possibly the permanent repository. Is that not correct?
Yes, I would agree. We view these as two linked but independent pathways.
Yucca Mountain's fate rests with a three-judge panel in the D.C. Court of Appeals who will decide whether the NRC can move forward with its safety evaluation of the Yucca Mountain site. If that is ultimately allowed, it may at least put Yucca Mountain back in play enough to satisfy House Republicans to agree to move forward on the overall Department of Energy strategy for dealing with nuclear waste.